It's 5 a.m. Your alarm goes off, and before you've even reached for the snooze button, your brain is already working against you. You start hearing a voice that rationalizes staying under the covers. It whispers that you need more rest, that you're too tired today, and that the gym can wait until tomorrow. Every time you agree with that voice, you reinforce a pattern of hesitation. Over months, this compounds until your primary mode of existence is watching other people's progress through a screen instead of making any of your own. This friction isn't a lack of discipline. You are experiencing an active, biological war against your own mind. Your brain is running on ancient survival software. While your goals are modern, your hardware is prehistoric. Because our ancestors survived by conserving energy, your brain misinterprets modern discomfort, like a workout, as a threat to your survival, prompting it to shut down effort. Because your biology is hard-coded to keep you safe and silent, any significant progress requires you to manually bypass your brain's default operating system. Since the brain is a machine designed to steer you away from pain, the first step to mastery is changing the definition of that signal. Most people operate on a loop where resistance acts as a biological stop sign. The action ends. To override this, condition your mind to see resistance as a green light. I don't feel like it means action is now mandatory. This reclassification turns pain into the currency for growth. You stop viewing discomfort as a sign to quit and start seeing it as the price of admission for clarity and power. By intentionally leaning into exactly what you are avoiding, you take back the steering wheel from your survival instincts. Hesitation is where progress dies. If you give your brain even 5 seconds to debate a difficult task, its survival logic will find a reason to talk you out of it. You need to implement a 3-second kill switch, a hard limit on the amount of time you're allowed to think. 3, 2, 1. Move. Physical movement kills the cognitive process of excuse-making. By the time your brain speaks, you're already across the room. Speed is the only weapon against your internal defense mechanisms. A single override won't change your brain. The comfort glitch is persistent, and it will attempt to reset itself every time you face a new challenge. To keep the system operational, you need a daily discomfort ritual, a scheduled moment where you force the brain to submit. This looks like a freezing shower, high-rep sets of push-ups, or waking up before the sun. Each of these acts serves as a calculated strike against your baseline weakness. You are training the primitive brain to accept that its desire for comfort is no longer the priority. The value isn't in the push-ups or the cold water. It's in the repeated subjugation of the instinct to stay soft. Most people wait for a surge of motivation before they attempt something difficult. They want to feel ready before they start. But waiting for a feeling is just another form of obeying your biology. If you only act when you feel like it, you'll never act when it actually matters. The system works because it functions independently of your emotional state. You don't wait for motivation, you dictate the action. When you compound these daily overrides, something happens to your internal structure. Individual acts of discipline fuse together, creating a new baseline. This repetition changes your self-perception. You stop struggling and become someone who thrives under pressure. The version of you that prioritized safety and comfort eventually stops appearing. That habit loop is replaced by a bias toward action. In this system, action always precedes feeling. You do the hard things not because you've found a secret source of energy, but because you've rebuilt yourself into someone who does not negotiate with the resistance.